Few days, be protected 24/7. Protect your home the right way. Visit simplisafe.com/Pandora today.
Okay, tailgate. So, gonna have to do a little adjusting. This gap's off a little bit. I believe this one's the same way. So I'll have to loosen up those two bolts and pull these bedsides in a little bit. But it should work. And then I've got the latches for it. So we'll put those on too. So, let you guys keep watching. Get to listen to some good music too. So here's where the dilemma is. I got these made by LMC Truck. Hidden Tailgate latch kit, LMC Truck. And usually their stuff is really good. In this case, so if you look at where this is supposed to go, it's supposed to go right here. So you're supposed to drill a slot right here and put this on the inside. Drill a hole from the inside. And this part is supposed to stick out just ever so slightly. The problem is, there's nothing for the bolt to go, or the pin to go into inside here. There's nothing in there for the pin to go into. Because if it was up here, it'd be different. So now I got to think about if I can modify this. But in the meantime, I probably can just go back to the chains. So, pretty glad I didn't get rid of the chains. Okay, back to the tailgate project. So, as I was telling you guys, my dilemma is that if I put this inside of there, inside of that piece behind there, when it sticks out like that, there's nothing inside of here for that pin to go into. Even if it was all the way, it would barely go into anything. You can see it's just, there's nothing there. So, what's the solution? So here's what I came up with. So what I did is I took this bolt out. I took a piece of 3/16 steel and cut it kind of into that shape. So now there's something for that pin to go into. So let me show you the other one I made. Here's the other one. So this one will go right in there. And that'll give something for that pin to go into. And if I have to, I can come back and either put a washer or another piece of steel right there in order to get that far enough out so the pin's got something to get into. I may just put a washer on there and weld it to it once I drill the hole. But at least now there's something for it to hold on to. So, you put the other one in. So we have a tailgate. It's all installed. I took the chains off. They were off, but I put it back on when I was having a problem figuring out the pins. And I'll show you what I did with the pins. So let me go ahead and release this side. I may have to release both of them at the same time. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to. Hold on. So what I did with the pins is I took that piece of steel and behind it I drilled a hole in it that's the same size as the pin. The pin is tapered. Drilled a hole in it, and then on the back side here I put a washer. Make sure we're not too close. So I put a washer behind this piece of steel. So it will. Same thing on this side. I used the pin itself has got a little tip on it, so I just marked it with a Sharpie and ran the pin up there and kind of ran it back and forth, and so it made a mark, and then I just center drilled it and took it over the drill press and drilled it out. So let's see if I can show you how easy it is to close. The driver's side, I'm going to lift the tailgate up a little bit, but you can listen, it pops right in. That was it. That was it. So now, if someone can tell me how to get these off, I know there's 2 bolts on the sides, and there's that guide that goes up into the stake. But I'd like to get these off too. If somebody knows how to do that, let me know. So we'll strip all the paint off this and get this big dent pulled out of it and see if we can't clean it up a little bit. But it's back on. We'll do a roll pan here at some point and then get this thing down. So, all right. So thanks, guys. Catch up with you next time.